Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to take a minute to discuss the issue of position, about movement. Now, why it's so important as you're starting to gain momentum through the relational changing script, that you always bring the dog to you, okay? That you're always asserting influence, which is going to represent that you're leading. And so, again, one common thing, I discussed this in the other video about touch is very common for people to incidentally or otherwise be rubbing on the dog. This is another thing that's very important, is not to be moving to the dog. Understand, as this script is taking hold, the dog is trying to keep position, trying to keep control if they can get it, trying to work the angles. And so what you'll see is when you're doing it right, that dog is trying to move away from you. Is trying to scooch out a little bit, different times, trying to move certain ways. So again, understand, it's not obedience classes. This is not your mainstream obedience class. It's not about things, appearances, and just stepping towards a dog to make it look good. That's the problem with mainstream dog training. It's about being very intentional, about understanding why the dog's reacting certain ways, and to counter that, to make sure that you're affecting change properly. So very, very important to understand that when the dog's moving away, you can actually take it as a good thing. I mean, when the dog is, in the messiness of the dog moving out and trying to gain the position, the reason the dog's doing that is the dog knows that you're changing how you think. The dog does not want to be near the new you, so to speak. And that's the point, is the dog has to begin to accept that, come into agreement with it. But every time you move to the dog, even a little bit, the dog is leading you. It's affecting your psychology at a certain level. You're becoming weak in how you think. Just be really aware of that. That's a really common problem with dog owners when they first start doing it, is they want to start to move towards a dog. I have to tell them over and over and over again, do not move the dog. So even if it gets really messy, the dog's moving away, you want to, well, what do? I don't want to shove the dog over to me, and absolutely don't do that. Move the other direction, continue to move forward, then get your hand down there and get that dog into position while the dog's moving. Okay, so you want, be clear too, is you don't want to be just moving the dog, dragging the dog over to you, trying to gain position that way. If it gets half cockeyed, move forward. Okay, at least you're leading, and then on the next movement, say to yourself, well, I'm going to get that dog, I'm going to nail that position down, get that dog right next to you. So very important. I discussed this on a couple other videos where I'm actually working with dogs, but I just want to reinforce that point, how critical it is that you do not move towards the dog. When the dog is reacting to the script, you need to nudge that dog into you, nail down that position, right in next to you. What's defined as the heel position, but in this system it's the staging area, so you can create your moments. Okay, so you can work the script properly and build off of that. So again, be very aware, do not move to the dog, and even the dog is not coming forward, it's off by 3 or 4 inches. Be very clear, be very fussy about you wanting the dog right up near you. You want that dog right into the same position, because again, it's about language, it's about speaking the same language, being consistent. Because the thing is, if you're wishy-washy and you're just kind of like, okay, well, that's kind of okay, you're never going to get to where you need to go. Okay, that's about, it's because it's about control. It's about the motives of the dog. It's about position. So very important that you need to get the dog right in the proper positions when you work in the relational script. So thanks for watching.